Right, this video is off cuff, and I didn't really know what I'm gonna talk about. Hence the stuttering and et al. But I want to keep the the momentum going. Now, I can touch on. I was given a quote the other day for a refurbished machine, 3,750, or the Pika Cooler Vision. This is for the unattended retail business. Now, both of these options are at opposite sides of the spectrum of what I would want to consider. Now, 10 grand on a Pika Cooler Vision isn't gonna give me a return on my money as quick as would be with the refurb machine, but I want to be seen as, and I want to maintain the premium positioning of premium based machines, right? So I'm thinking, let's go for middle ground, right? Because the key thing about the Pika Cooler Vision machine is the smart fridge functioning mechanism, right? Less so the planogram and the AI cameras that see what you've picked up. That's less important. So I found a middle ground machine, which is, it's not from a vending supplier, okay? It's from a well-known marketplace, and it's 4,100 plus 200 for shipping. So we're reaching that middle ground whereby you still get the leverage from the smart fridge door mechanism, but it doesn't have these AI cameras. I feel like that's more so a gimmick, right? And it's a premium feature. So they said JD have them in, but I'm happy with this middle ground. So I'm planning to use these different types of machines, starting with this one that has the highest ROI. So being 4 grand new as well, I should mention, which means it would have less breakdown, less faults than the £3,750 machine. And yeah, it's got the multiplier effect of purchasing multiple products given the open door fridge mechanism. So I know now I can now secure locations with peace of mind that I have available that sort of machine. I need to open up the account, the legal side. So I know I said in my last video I was sort of demotivated. I'm now slightly more optimistic again because we've got a machine that we can get. The problem being that there could be limited stock. So when I was seeing this machine, it said, I'm sure it said there was 2 available. And also the startup capital, I would like to use 2 machines, which is about eight and a half grand it'll be, which means I'll need to maybe slightly raise my balance, my startup cash balance, given that we're not able to finance. It does give you the option to finance with Klarna, but it was like 21.9% APR, which is a lot more than I would get from lenders. So we're going to buy it outright. But I've heard many a person has bought machines without securing a location, and I've heard that's the wrong thing to do. So we want to fix up this starting balance. To do that, we're using this AI phone system. Now, I tried to create the AI phone system and I needed a regulatory bundle, and it wouldn't work with a business bundle. So I'm doing it as a sole trader, which means I don't have to have a business registration number. Now, I've got my passport, as you'll have seen in the last 2 videos, that arrived, but I can use that as proof of identity, but I need proof of address even as an individual and as a sole trader. So here's where we've run into a little bit of a problem, because as where I'm at the moment, I don't have any proof of address, being like a tax statement or a utility bill for where I am. So we're gonna have to use my most recent place of residence where I do have utility bills, and that's how we're gonna see that process through, so we can get closer to the money, closer to funding the machines, and we can get the ball rolling and make some sales, right? Make some sales. That's what it's all about. That's how we level up our environment. That's how one thing feeds into another and it becomes a flywheel. So that's the plan. You'll see that in the upcoming videos, and yeah, we're making tracks. We've got a product. we've got a machine. Products we're going to refine. I'm liking the angle of healthy but also tasty. Things like flavoured water, flavoured energy-free sugar drinks. Sugar-free energy drinks. We're liking the sound of that. The system, as I say, we tried creating on Twilio the number, but we need the regulatory bundle. We can do that tomorrow. I'll most likely work with Vapi and create the AI responses, and I'd also like to, I've updated the location sheet a bit. Now I'd like to be able to present that in full so that you guys can see how that's coming along. And then we're going to go with the regional sweep auditing. So we've looked at where has machines, where it doesn't have machines, and I want to conduct a little assessment of who's using the machines and what. Now I've realised that these are time and date sensitive. Okay, so yesterday was a Saturday. I did go into town and I considered doing an audit, an assessment of footfall, but I realised it's not representative of the majority of days, right? So it would be a good use case to see on a weekend, but I want to start with how it is during the week, because if it's good during the week, then we know it's great on the weekend. If it's just good on the weekend, then we don't know whether it's above par during the week. So these are the things we're going to test. I'm happy you've watched, whoever's watched this, 1, 2, 3 viewers, happy days. And yeah, hopefully you'll see where we're going with this vision.